Hello, viewers. I am Dr. Maria Etokebe. I am live on Coffee with Carpa.
Hello guys, you're welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carpa. My name is Esther and today with me in the studio is...
Hello, viewers. I am Dr. Maria Etokebe.
So please can you tell us about yourself? We want to know more.
Like I said, I am Dr. Maria Etokebe. I am an educationist, a lecturer, a teacher, you call it that. All what I do is I teach. I worked in the College of Education at Faransat, about 30 years plus, and then retired. When I was there, I headed some departments like Department of English Language, General Studies, Foundations. I was the Dean of Education, later became the Director, School of Preliminary Studies, and all that, then later I retired. But now I am not tired. I'm still onto this work of my passion in a place called Lifelong Development Academy, where we go on molding the young ones into what God had ordained them to be.
All right, Ma. So what motivated you? I'm sure the viewers would like to know.
Yes. As a young girl, I'm a voracious reader. I like to dig into books to know what's there. And as a young girl, I had always admired people who speak very well. I was lucky to school in Cornelia Connolly College, CCC, and I had this model. She used to be called Miss Anwa, Maria Colette Anwa, but later she got married to an Akwa Ibom man, Dr. Awakesien, I think, and that woman inspired me a lot. If you look at her mien, everything about her, you would just feel like being like her. And she motivated me into going into this course to study the English language. And I'm not regretting it at all. As if that was not enough, when I left there and entered the university, I met somebody who later became my supervisor. In fact, first degree, master's, and PhD, late Dr. Abang Isangidori. They deposited so much in me that I couldn't help that. Even when in the university I did psychology, I made sure I tailored it to meet with my passion for English. And you know something? I'm so passionate about the special child. I made sure even my topic took care of English, the special child, in a psychological milieu. I mean, I had models. I like to watch people talk. I like to watch people behave. And maybe that brought in the psychological aspect that I had to veer into too. I like to watch people, their behavior, and I want to know why. Why is he behaving this way? There's something wrong. It could be corrected. It could be, maybe I could come in to help. That's the kind of person I am. And with that,
Okay.
I moved on.
So we may have young people out there and they want to study either English or psychology. So from WAEC level, what subjects should they choose then to progress?
Okay. Thank you. I love that because that's what I'm doing. You want to study English from WAEC level? I'll ask you, do you like to read? Because if you want to study English, you must like to read. Just read anything that comes your way. Do you like to listen to people? The pronunciation of words? Because you must be a good listener for you to get the correct pronunciation of words. Do you like to observe things? You must observe to put things right. So if you are in the secondary school, do your literature in English. Do it. Make sure you pass your English. Don't run away from English classes. Do it very well. Then take the other subjects that are needed. Add to that. But please don't fail to go in for English and Excel and then literature. Even if you don't know how to get there like others, put in effort. Go to your teacher. Tell your teacher, I'm interested in this subject. I want to do it. Now, let me tell you a story. Apart from those in secondary school, do you know, even in we move around schools. I've moved around schools in this state, in this country. Children don't know how to read. And we've devised a means of teaching them how to read and write that is fun. We call it fun way of reading and writing. Jolly Phonics. When they taught me and you maybe how to read, they were using letters of the alphabet. They said A, B, C. Then you say A, B, C. You tell me it's what? C-A-T is what, honey?
Cat.
Cat. But you say C. Why didn't you say sat? You said cat. So we've come to discover that we don't use letters of the alphabet to read. We use sounds. I'm saying this for teachers in the primary school because when you help them from there, we use sounds to read. Cat, that first letter, the sound is k. And then the second one is a. And then the next one is t. So you have k, a, t, cat. You want to take another one? S-A-T is what? Sat. You said sat. S. That first letter makes the sound s. The second one again is a. And then t. You have sat. Sat. So if you teach children that we read using sounds, not the letters, that these sounds are what these letters make, and you take them through that journey, they'll read anywhere, anytime. That's what we've discovered. I've gone through all the states in the Federation, even outside. And if they're able to read at that level, secondary school won't be a problem. So if you want to do English, any of you that wants to go further, either in the country or outside the country to read English language, please make sure you read. Don't be lazy about reading. Pick out your novels, pick out your Bible, pick out your storybooks, go pick out newspapers, read. If you can't pronounce words, ask somebody, because English has many rules. Of course, not all the letters are sounded in words, like dates. You hear somebody say dates. Esther, I'm coming to get the dates from you, the money you collected from me. I don't want it to be a bad debt. Yes, D-E-B-T. But you hear educated people say debt. The B is silent. So when you listen to people and you hear these things, it will teach you, so they don't pronounce. That sound is not articulated. Now that letter is debt. Like that, and there are many of them. So I advise you, please sit in your English classes, do your literature, read your stories, don't go for shortcuts. Don't microwave learning. Learning must not be microwaved. Go through it. Go through the rudiment, the crucible, and you'll come back victorious.
All right, Ma. So we know that every profession has its challenges. So what are the challenges?
There are many challenges. It could be your parents are not all well to do. That shouldn't be a big barrier, provided you are passionate about what you want to do. Continue to pray. Continue to look unto God. He'll bring a destiny helper your way. There may be other challenges like, I don't have admission, I can't do this. Ask questions. Go out, ask questions. If you ask questions, you may bump into somebody that will just make it easy for you and answer whatever questions may have been bugging you. There are challenges.
All right, so what is the prospects of this profession?
Prospect of the profession. You're talking about English language.
Yes.
Incidentally, all the courses, like, I know there are other languages, but English language is the vehicle.
Yes.
That you have all of them. Even if it's written in Spanish, they'll interpret it. Somebody will have to interpret it. Latin, it must be interpreted. So the prospects are, if you do well, you will sell. And you'll find out that there's no way you won't have market for your products. There's no way people won't look for you. Is it as a journalist? Like I said, is it as an interpreter, international interpreter? Is it as a script writer? Wherever. I mean, you can become a novelist, a playwright. It depends. Like I said, if you're in secondary school, don't neglect your literature. The genres are there. Drama, prose, or poetry. Which of them do you want to go into? Be your best at it. The prospects are very high. I can't enumerate them all. In fact, I mean, it's like just like you making up your mind to break the glass ceiling and be out there. Because there's always a ceiling in all professions. But if you make up your mind, you tear down the ceiling and sell out there.
All right, ma. So what's your take on people studying English overseas?
Oh, good. Good. For those of you who desire to study English overseas, please do it with all amount of confidence. One thing about the English language, love to watch the native speakers, good models. Listen to the way they pronounce words. Listen to the way look at the way they write. Try to study. Why is it writing this way? Why is it that? Try to ask questions. Because when you have a model before you, and then you try to follow, there's no way. So, you want to study English outside, please go ahead. Do it with joy. Do it with joy and wholeheartedly, and you find out that nothing, I say absolutely nothing will stop you from making it. That passion of yours will surely, become possible. So, for those who want to study outside, study English for that matter outside, do it with pride and come back and make us feel proud of you too.
All right, ma, thank you. So your final words, your advice to aspirants?
My advice to my audience, especially the young ones.
Yes.
I feel so sad in my heart when I meet a young one and is unable to speak. The one that tries to speak, I think will be bedecked. Whatever is saying will be bedecked with errors. I get nauseated to the pit of my stomach. So I want to tell you young ones, please, whatever you are doing, mind the way you speak. You're speaking English, let it be English. You're speaking vernacular, let it be vernacular. No transliteration. A lot, maybe because of the phones we have, you write and we see you writing the text message thing instead of giving the full thing. You have formal writing and then you have informal writing. If you want to do something to stand out, please make sure you go for the best. Excellence should be your watchword. There's this acronym that I formed, and I later discovered that some other person had said something about it. I call it ARM. A-R-M. ARM. Like ARM. A-R-M. A stands for adaptability. Be so smooth in whatever you're doing, whatever you're good at, that you're able to navigate through challenges, especially in this changing world of work. Wherever you find yourself, there are challenges, you want to know, adapt yourself. You try this, it doesn't work out, put it on the table, assess, where did I go wrong, what can I do better, and then try to see where you can come out right. Then the R, resourcefulness. Please be resourceful. Don't be copycats. Don't wait for somebody to tell you what to do. Go into yourself. Read. Gather momentum in. Find out what others have done. Be creative, because there are problems that we must solve in this society, and unless we are creative, we cannot solve them. When you're creative, you're bound to discover the undiscovered, and with that, you come out with solutions that will help you perform functionally and maximally. Then the other bit, M, the M is for motivation. Remember I said A-R-M.
Yes.
M is for motivation. Be so motivated that wherever you find yourself, even if you find yourself where nothing excels, for God's sake, be positive that you can make it. Tell yourself, I can make it. If others are not making it, I will make it. And once you speak to yourself, That I can do spirit will come on you, and then you'll be able to excel. You see, in this world, people are looking for results, and you want to give a result that stands out. No, that invites. So when you're motivated and you put all the other bits I've talked about, and you have your ARM, arm, you stand out anywhere. And be confident. Be confident. Young ones, be confident. Be resilient. Don't easily give in. Don't allow things to weigh you down easily. Sit down. Most people don't know. Those young ones, they don't like to talk to themselves. Sit down. Talk to yourself. Ask yourself questions and then come forward with answers. Then place them on the table. Is that your picture? If it doesn't present a positive picture of what you have in mind about yourself, please drop it and see what you can do to take care of the loose ends. I'm glad Carpa is out here to help as many as want to fly high. Come in, ask questions. You don't know, at least you've been here, I've been seeing them on Facebook. Go on, ask questions, and then check out. Your dream must not be killed in the bud. You must, young ones, I said you have no excuse but to flower and become functional, reliable citizens.
Thank you so much for coming, ma. Thank you. All right, viewers, we have come to the end of our show. Till some other time. Bye.
Thank you.